Hey guys, welcome to Punky's World. We're going to talk about Google for genealogy. This is our Family Tree Maker's latest cheat sheet. Now, Google's pretty good for genealogy anyway, but this will help out in the sense that they show you what symbols to use to put in or eliminate. They also show you syntax as words to add. Did I spell that right? S-Y-N-T-A-S? Yep. So let me sort of explain. Symbol use is symbols like quotation marks to get an exact match. Most of us know that one. You can put a minus sign to eliminate pages with certain words. Put an asterisk if you're not sure of a word within a phrase you're looking up, which I think most of us know that one too. I found this one interesting. The word "or" in capital letters. The web pages you want to find could include one of several words. 2 points of an ellipse, 2 dots. You want to search a range of years. You're not sure exactly when the thing occurred, the event occurred. Okay, syntax search. You want to find only certain types of results or results on only certain types of web pages. You use the word cache, C-A-C-H-E, to look for content in relocated or obsolete web pages at their old URLs. For example, you can't find ancestral information that you know used to be on a website or the site is down. The example is Harriet Rayleigh cache www.myfavoritegenealogysite.com, just as an example. Webmasters can use coding to keep Google from making a cache, or the last cache version of a site might be older than what you need. Limit your search to PDF, JPEG, or doc files by writing file type. You want to find a photo, a JPEG file, a PDF, or other type of file about an ancestor. You would write Harriet Rayleigh, file type, colon, for example, PDF. You can write the word info. It would be info, colon, cindyslist.com, for example. This code was technically retired in 2017, but may still return useful if somewhat outdated results. In title means you would like the name or your keyword in the title of the site. In URL means you want it in the website name. When you want a map of a place, you can do map, colon, the name of the place. Related. Find sites that are similar to a URL you already know. Related sites.rootsweb, so on and so forth. Site. Search within a specific website or domain type, such as a .gov or .edu. In quotes, Harriet Rayleigh site, colon, sites, rootsweb. Or Rayleigh family site, colon, edu. In other words, you can evidently, on Google, which I did not know this, search a website through Google. And Google will take you to that person on that website, which is really cool. There are tools in Google as well that most of us are familiar with. Google Drive, Google Earth, Google Maps, and Google Photos. I like Google Drive because it's a place to organize crap. Believe me, I need all the help on that I can get. Okay. This issue is about your colonial days, by the way. This is not. Huh. She says the same thing I do. Don't just look for your direct line. But there wasn't much in her choices that had anything to do with genealogy, in my opinion. Again, colonial roots is the you know, the colonial era and what you can find out in each particular state about. Now, in my case, most of my colonial ancestors were in Massachusetts because Maine was Massachusetts, and a lot of them were on the Cape anyway. Colonists can be found in a 1771 tax list, legacy.sites.fas.harvard.edu / and that little HSB41 / mass tax / mass tax.cgi. Okay. Can probably look that up better. This is a list of all the notable cities and when they became cities. Let's go to Massachusetts. Okay, Plymouth, established 1620 as the Massachusetts Bay Company. I thought it was colony, but okay. They granted a new charter in 1691, absorbed several nearby colonies, including Maine in 1658 and Plymouth in 1691. Boston became a city in 1630. Where is Georgia? Here it is, 1732. You can see the original colonies from this map. How cool is that? Am I showing it to you? Yeah. The 13 colonies, which, in case you didn't know, Connecticut, Delaware, Georgia, Maryland, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, New Jersey, New York, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, South Carolina, Virginia. Now, originally, North Carolina and South Carolina were one. They were the province of Carolina. Just so you know. And now this is important. Keep track of geography. Remember that your colonial ancestors may have migrated several times in search of greener pastures, and that state and county boundaries moved as well. That's what I was talking about. The state of Maine and the Commonwealth of Massachusetts were once one, despite the fact that they don't actually share a border. which is confusing. Because remember, you have a piece of New Hampshire in between. So we do not share a border with Maine. You have to go through New Hampshire. So it's really strange that Maine was part of Massachusetts, but it was. For the most part, the records for the areas that became Maine, the area that became Maine, most of their records for that time period are going to be in Maine, in whatever their current town is. Unless, like my family actually lived on the Cape, which stayed a part of Massachusetts. So, now, I have ancestors from the Revolutionary War, the Civil War, what in the heck is a mind map? Anyway. Okay, and this is talking about the 1950 census. And I learned something interesting very recently while speaking about census. While we're speaking about census, I'll tell you this. Even though census records only come out every 10 years for each census, excuse me, I did learn that you can have access to your own census from whatever year, if it's your own census. In other words, if I don't know how I would do it, but maybe went to the archives and said, okay, I want to see my 1980 census. I could see it because it's my name. So if you want to see your 1980 census and see you with your mom and dad, you can see that. You just can't see anybody else's. Or 1970 or whatever the case may be. I don't know whether Canada or the UK has a similar rule, because I just learned about this rule literally a week ago. Been doing some research on census because I was trying to find an address search on a census. That's what it was. Because I wanted to look for a specific address for a project for the Historical Society, for a lady that wants me to get some more history on her house. And I was trying to find, that. And when I did, I came across that little factoid, that I wanted to share with you. You're right about that. So, I definitely wanted to share that with you while we're talking about censuses and things like that, that you can have your own census, which Not sure what questions that would answer. Although I think my 1980 census would be interesting. It would be me with my mom and dad. It would be my first census. I would be 6 years old. I think we would have been back in Douglas. Yeah, we would have been back in Douglas. Because we went back before I turned 6. Which my dad did for a living, which I know. Stuff like that. But if you're wondering, if you have a situation where maybe you lived with someone else, if you look up if you ask them for your census, you might find out, if you say you were born at the beginning of 1970, okay, and the 70 census was taken around the summer, you're going to be a baby. So you're going to look at that and say, okay, why was I censused at Aunt Betty's house or at, Grandma Allie's house? Something like that. You might find something interesting like that. In my case, I don't think there'll be any surprises. Because truthfully, my mom would have done the census because my father would have been at work, and it would have been 100% accurate. My 1990 census, however, would be a mess. Is it 1990? Is that the one Bambi did? Yeah, I believe that's the one Bambi did. That would be a mess. Because she probably said we were all born in Massachusetts. She might have known Mom was born in Maine, but I don't think she knew Dad was born in Connecticut. Probably didn't have our ages anywhere near, well, somewhere near correct. 2000, I think my mom, no, Dad did that. I remember him sitting at the table with the census taker when Mom and I were in the living room. Believe it or not, I remember a lot of censuses. 2010, Mom and I did here with our former neighbor. And then 2020 I did. Now, if you're looking for a Canadian or a UK census, okay, you have to remember they do it differently. So instead of on the 0 years like we do it every 10 years on the 0 year. So 1790, 1800, 18, so on and so forth. They do it differently. They do it on the ones. So instead of looking for an 1880 census in Canada or United Kingdom, you're going to be looking for an 1881 census. Instead of looking for a 1900 census, you're going to be looking for a 1901 census. That's important to know, and I know you think, well, don't most people know that? No, not really. I mean, unless you've been doing genealogy, then you might know, but otherwise, yeah, not so much. So I'm not going to bore you any further. I just wanted to talk to you about this because, what's that? Oh, these are the records I was telling you about. These came from our research books, so it has all of our handwriting in it. And even if it is all in the computer, and most of it is, I won't get rid of it because it has all our handwriting in it. So thank you for joining me. God bless you. I hope that you have a fun genealogical journey. And please let me know in the comments and ask me any questions you have, because I've been doing this a long time. So I might have answers, and if I don't, I might know where to find them. So God bless you. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And I'll see you later. Bye, guys.